Hello everyone, welcome to Golden Heart Tarot. My name is Ren. I hope you all are safe and happy. Today we are asking how you affect them. As usual, we have 3 groups. Group 1 is the 8 of Pentacles and the Purple Back Rider Waite. This card says Prudence. Group 2 is the King of Wands and the Wizard's Tarot. And Group 3 is Justice and the Muse Tarot. I'll be doing one big shuffle at the beginning, but if you want to jump straight into your reading, those timestamps are in the description box. I'll see you there. Hello, Group 1. If you chose the 8 of Pentacles and the Purple Back Rider Waite, this will be your reading. We're asking how you affect them. Let me get your cards laid out, and then we'll get into your reading. We had the Ace of Swords on the back of the deck, 26, the comic, 2, the Father, 62, the Sword, 2 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, Justice, King of Swords, 9 of Cups, 6 of Swords, 3 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles. Well, Group 1, their overall energy is the 9 of Cups. So how you affect them is that you make them feel a lot. You make them feel gratitude, contentment. But overall, I am getting that you make them feel special. You make them feel important, like they can have it all. This may shift and change some as we get into the reading, but that's what I'm getting to start. For their thoughts, I'm hearing between a rock and a hard place. So I'm getting that you changed their perspective. It's kind of like their life was going along just fine. They were just getting along with everything, and then you show up, and all of a sudden, now there's a problem. Because you made them see things in a different way. It's like finding out that you wanted something that you didn't even know that you wanted. And now all of a sudden, everything has to change. So you affect them by getting them to take a step back and look at things through a different set of eyes. The comic card Is that a cat mask? Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. Is it funny or disturbing? I can't tell. I think disturbing, actually. I think they take things more seriously now than they used to. They actually think about the things that they're doing now. I get that they are more serious. They're more deliberate now. There are several cards here about truth. I think you helped them to realize the truth about a situation they were in, or in a way they were acting. Like how foolish they'd been. So how do you affect them emotionally? I'm immediately hearing, I'm the man. Even if they're a woman. They feel like the man. They feel special. They feel like the chosen one. They feel like, I'm not a doof. I'm Daddy Warbucks. I can take care of everything. They feel like an adult. So grown up. They feel like your wish fulfillment. Now, the Father card is like the Emperor in the tarot, the Divine Masculine. And just like with Divine Feminine, there's a light and dark side to the Divine Masculine. So this Father energy is all these things, like loyal, stable, strong, but it's also that they are absent, either literally or emotionally. In doing so, they show their weakness and that they're actually human, and it gets you to stand on your own 2 feet and be your own person. So in the context of how you affect them emotionally, they may be emotionally distant from you, but it doesn't stop the fact that you make them feel very special. So how you affect them physically, the Sword card basically means a decision, and so does the Justice card. I'm getting something that's actually kind of sweet and mature in a very reassuring way. It might not come across this way if you're on the receiving end of this, but I'll try to explain here. So through how you've made them think and feel, they made a decision to move away physically from you, to separate. And I'm getting that the reason for this is that you are different. To them, you are special. They think you are as special as you think they are, and that they couldn't treat you in the same way and didn't want to treat you in the same way as they have with just anybody. They recognize something in you that they recognize in themselves. So by making the decision to move away from you, with the Knight of Pentacles, it's moving slowly back towards you with something that they can show you that is stable, something that is real, something that is special. And this isn't something they could have given you without taking the time to get their thoughts and emotions in a stable place, to find their own truth. On a soul level, you have affected them by them recognizing you as a counterpart. With the Two of Cups and the Two of Pentacles there, or their inner child recognizes your inner child. On a soul level, you are the same. So how all this comes together to how you affect their choices and the decisions that they make is that they are able to take a step back and see a situation and decide for themselves what it is that they want, what makes them happy, regardless of what anyone else says. And their willingness to make a decision and take action on this decision, even if it takes them a little bit longer to get there, to get to their desired outcome. The signs that they are getting from Spirit are that they need to make a decision to take action on their plans, that they should bring you a new offer, something that's stable. And there's something to do with truth here. Like they need to be honest about who they are and what they actually have to offer you. It's not about who they think you want them to be. And that's the guidance they're being given. And with the Knight of Pentacles, it's not about how fast they are able to make this offer to you. Just that when they do, it needs to be the truth. So their actions as of right now are to continue to take the time they need to understand and get clarity on their own truths, on the things that they want. You know, in order to be honest with you about who they are, they have to know who that is. And in order to do that, they need the space and time to figure that out. Because that's not really something you can do when you're with someone else. And you may wonder, how is it that this person does not know who they are, right? But you changed their perspective. And in this case, it was removing a small pebble off of a hill and causing a landslide. So it's not just one thing that changed, it's a whole lot of things that changed in all areas of their life. So they are not the same person as they used to be because they couldn't stay in that state any longer. And when you change things like that, you become a different person. And you have to relearn who it is you are. And as you're rebuilding and restabilizing that landscape, it's not going to look the same as it did before. And you have to relearn that. This person is relearning that in a way that makes sense for them, that is truthful to them. They want to get to their inner truth so that they can show that to you. They can offer that to you. And that's a huge deal. So be grateful that they're taking the time they need in order to do this, because when they are able to show you truthfully who they are, it's going to mean so much. Probably more than anyone that you have ever met. Like, this is a true gift. Because there's no expectation. There's no manipulation. There's very little ego and a lot of vulnerability. To show somebody who you truly are doesn't mean that that person is going to accept that. That takes a lot of strength. And yes, it is a true gift. For how they affect you, we have the Ace of Swords. So this person may have affected you in the same way that you have affected them. You may be mirroring each other. Even if it's not exactly the same thing, I think there are aspects to it that you can relate to. With Eight of Pentacles as your starter card, I think the effect they have on you has more to do with your skill development and patience. So yeah, you've affected this person a lot, and I think they've affected you as well. Well, that's all I have for you, Group 1. Thank you so very much for joining me. If you enjoyed this reading, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, Group 2. If you chose the King of Wands and the Wizard's Tarot, this will be a reading. We're asking how you affect them. Let me get your cards laid out, and then we'll get into your reading. Back of deck, we had the Emperor, 10, the Warrior, 27, the Unseen, and 15, the Shapeshifter, the Hierophant, the Knight of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, the Tower, the Hangman, the 10 of Wands, Page of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, and the 9 of Swords. All right, Group 2, so how you affect them overall, we have the Hangman. So surrender. I'm hearing I just can't win. I'm getting that they feel a bit helpless here. This may change a bit as we get through the reading, but that's what I'm getting right off the bat. So how you affect this person's thoughts. There's a lot of tension here. They have something to tell you. Like, they want to teach you something. They want to learn you. They want you to sit down and listen. They want to give you some sort of information that will rock your world. They want to rush in and tell you, but then they think about it and they're like, nope, I need to go slower. I don't want to go in yelling, but they want to so bad. They want to correct you on something. Like, they're ready to fight. Like, I'm getting this, yeah. They're ready to fight you about something. I don't know what this is, but I'm just getting this overwhelming feeling that they are just dying to tell you something. Yeah, but that's definitely what I'm getting. You make this person, I think, want to act out of character. There's something about their interactions with you that makes them impulsive, but they continuously hold themselves back. Their first reaction, though, is to act. Whether this is to talk to you, to tell you something, to move towards you, whatever it might be. That's how you affect them. And I don't think this person does that normally. I think they tend to be pretty mellow, and they tend to really think about the things that they do. They're intentional with their actions and the things that they say. But there's something about you that goes away. At least at first. Like, they're fighting it. There's a good deal of frustration here, both in their thoughts and their feelings. They feel like they are not seen or heard, like they're not understood. And this really bothers them. They really want to explain and to correct you, but then they catch themselves and they hold themselves back from doing that. It's kind of like you assume things about them that are not true. And they are defensive about that. And they want to explain themselves or show you that you're wrong about them. But in the end, they decide not to do anything, like not to correct you about anything or explain themselves. I think they're going to let their actions speak for themselves. Group 2, how you affect them is that you're driving them bonkers. What are you doing to this person? My goodness. All right. This is really shown in how you affect them physically, because they are not a happy camper. They feel ungrounded. Like, they don't know where they stand. They feel left out. They feel burdened by the situation and anxious. So in holding themselves back from telling you or showing you the truth about them, and the idea that you don't see them in the way that they believe you should, really hurts this person. So if you think badly about them, it really bothers them. So it's very uncomfortable, and it's actually manifesting itself physically in them, which is not good. There's a feeling of being helpless here to change the situation at all. So it could be that you've blocked them, maybe they don't have your number, they don't know how to contact you, or they have no way to contact you. On a soul level, like their inner knowing, you inspire them to act in a different way and to learn how to respond differently, like how to stand up for themselves. Because I don't think they are used to doing that. And yeah, they may not quite be there, but they are working on it. So I would expect to hear from this person at some point, if they have the means to do so anyway. How you affect their actions and decisions. It's really ungrounded. Like really, they feel that they just cannot win. No matter what they do. If they take action, it's not going to end well. If they wait, it's not going to end well. They just can't win. Signs they're getting from Spirit are that they're getting information on new ways to communicate, to be adaptable to the situations they're in. There's definitely some sort of throat activation here, because they're learning to communicate. They're being given situations in which they need to communicate things. And if they don't, it becomes very uncomfortable. If they don't handle the situations that they're given by speaking up. And the situation with you is part of this. It's part of the things that they're learning. That's why they feel so ungrounded and why it is so uncomfortable for them. Their future actions in regards to your situation with them is that they are going to communicate one way or another. And then they are going to accept whatever happens is going to happen. Maybe the things that they want to tell you, they're afraid that you will never want to speak to them again, or it might ruin your relationship in some way. Maybe you won't believe them. Maybe it won't be enough. Maybe you just won't care. Like I said, they feel like they just can't win. So finally, in how they affect you, we have the Emperor on the back of the deck, and your starter card was the King of Wands. So I'm getting that you feel like you need to protect yourself in some way, that you need to show strength and authority. This is a very intimidating energy, so it's understandable that they feel that they can't speak to you or that you won't believe them. That they feel like they just can't win. Well, Group 2, I apologize for this reading being a little bit shorter than usual, but I'm going to be repeating myself, so thank you so very much for joining me. If you enjoyed this reading, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, Group 3. If you chose Justice and the Muse Tarot, this will be a reading. We're asking how you affect them. Let me get your cards laid out, and then we'll get into your reading. For back of deck, we had the Star, 25, the Healer, 7, the Poet, 28, the Shadow, 3 of Pentacles, Temperance, 3 of Cups, 6 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and the 10 of Cups. Okay, interesting. Well, Group 3, how do you affect this person? I'm picking up on some general information here. This person's a runner, but I'm not exactly sure why. It's interesting with the Healer card, it goes from yellow to reds, and then Poet, it goes from oranges to blues to blacks to whites into the Shadow. This is a good person. Like they could be some sort of healer, and healers take many forms. They could do a lot of different things, but it could be in a more healing aspect. Like if they're working, it's not just about the money, you know. But they are being asked to dig deeper because there's something that they're running from. And it's not that they are not emotionally intelligent, because I'm seeing that they very much are. They are very capable of it. This person is empathic, but I don't think they realize that there is a whole nother level of depth that they can explore. And that's what they're being called to do. And you are affecting them by helping them to realize that. But they are running away from it. That's just what I'm getting overall. But let's break this down a bit. For how you affect them overall, we have the 8 of Pentacles. So I'm getting that they are very busy. They busy themselves. They may be learning about a lot of different things to see maybe what they're interested in. There may also be a lot of repetitive tasks involved. So with music, you're running scales, learning a language, maybe flashcards, things like that. But they're expanding their mind. And that seems to be taking up most of their focus. They may have tattoos, or they may wear specific pieces of jewelry all the time. How you affect their thoughts are that their thoughts go round and round. It's kind of in a cycle. Sometimes they think about the past. They may think about their past with you. They may think about just their personal past, like going back to childhood, that sort of thing. And this may really get them caught up in a material point of view. Like it kills their vibe. Because I think there are things that are uncomfortable about that. And then they'll cycle out of it and they'll go into a phase where they are feeling grateful, and they may share whatever knowledge they found by going back into their past. So it's kind of like night and day. Like they go into a shadow and then they come out and come into the light. And it's just this cycle that keeps going on. It's just like continuously digging. But it's not bad. They always come out on the other side feeling better than when they went in. And this is a healing cycle for them. This is how you affect them. So I'm getting that you bring up stuff for them, especially emotionally. And this leads them to question why they feel the way they do. And so they go on a search. How they go about sharing the things that they learn may be through different kinds of media. So music or writing or painting or something like that. I'm getting that they feel a little more grounded. Like they know themselves a little bit more each time they go through one of these cycles. When you affect them emotionally, they do use their mind to try to figure out why. And this may happen quite often. And they're willing to put in the work emotionally up to a certain point. But just like the poet card, we're starting to get into some darkness here. Some things that they don't want to look at. And this is where they start running and busying themselves with other things. Now don't get me wrong, this person is intelligent. And they probably consider themselves emotionally intelligent and empathic as well. And they should, because they are. I don't think they realize they're even running from anything. I think they feel that they are being pretty honest with themselves. Like they're not afraid to look at some of the darker aspects of themselves at all. There just seems to be something that they are blind to. Now, how you affect them physically, this is where we start to get into the darkness, what they're blind to, all the shadow. So this is where most of the things that they don't want to look at come from. Now, it's interesting because some of their better cards are in this area, but also most of their emotional cards are as well. They may even do something physically like dancing with a group or something. And if they do, this is something that they really enjoy. So I'm not really picking up that there is some sort of physical ailment of any sort, but it has more to do with how they feel about themselves physically. So this may be physical trauma that they have experienced in their past. Could be things like body dysmorphia, eating disorders, anything that affects their body image. It could also be that you trigger them because they feel that they do not fit into what it is would be attractive to you, although they don't feel unattractive themselves. It's just they don't feel that they would fit in with what you would like and that they can't. Like there are things about themselves that they can't change in order to fit something that you would find attractive. And this really triggers some things that they don't want to look at. And I'm talking about things that maybe they cannot change, such as age or height or ethnicity, skin color, things like that. And although they don't feel that they are less than because of that, because of how they look, the thought that you may bothers them a lot. And how can they be bothered by that and still feel that they have nothing else to look at when it comes to self-love and self-esteem, right? And this could be something physically as well. It could be some sort of genetic, something in their DNA that causes them to look a little different or have some sort of physical ailment. But it's something that they can't change about themselves. So there's some sort of rejection here by you, and they are attributing that to how they look. And that's bringing up a multi-layered, dark abyss that they really do not want to step foot in. Now understand that you may not have done anything. You may not even think any of these things about them. You may find them attractive even, but this is how you affect them. This is how they perceive you perceive them. It's kind of like the telephone game, and it doesn't mean that it's always going to be correct at the end. Okay? Just know that whatever it is they're going through is something they're meant to go through. And if you're the catalyst for that, just know that this is in their best interest and that there's nothing you can do to change that. This is unpleasant, which is why they don't want to look at it and why they are running away from it. They may have run away from you because of this insecurity. The thing is that once they actually are able to make their way through it and figure it out, they're going to come out on the other side in a very different space. I would say that it would be in a space very closely aligned with their higher self. And that would be the key to unlock themselves in every aspect. How you affect them as far as their inner knowing, their soul, it's about balance. It's about balancing out their physical reality with their emotional space and being patient with themselves. How you affect their choices, their actions, they want to give back. They want to invest in things that mean something to them. Like, it's not just about making money. They're working to find those things that fulfill them emotionally. So if an opportunity comes towards them and it's not about helping anyone or it's all about making cash, they're not interested. The guidance that they're being given as far as you are concerned in the situation between you, they're being guided to connect to you in a real way and to express and share their emotions with you. They're being guided not to run. And if the opportunity arises to connect with each other, to be open and available to that. So what is it they're going to do in the near future? Much like they've been doing, they're going to continue working and learning and focusing on recognizing their triggers and going into the cause of those things. But they're still going to have a hard time seeing their triggers when it comes to body image. Or maybe even if they do recognize it, what to do with that information, like how to heal that. When you look at the whole spread, it's like their emotions are chasing them around. Because it's all work cards, except for Temperance and the 3 Cups cards. 3, 6, 10. So even if they are trying to run, it's inevitable that over time, they are going to end up healing all of this. And finally, as to how they affect you, we have the Star and your starter card, Justice. I think they get you to heal things too. Maybe some things that you don't want to look at either. But I'm also getting that they affect you by seeing the truth. Not only seeing it like with your eyes, but seeing it from your heart space, from your inner knowing. Maybe seeing them for who they are. And in doing so, seeing yourself and who you really are. So I think you are both kind of mirroring each other and helping each other in this way. Well, Group 3, I hope those messages were useful in some way. Thank you so very much for joining me. If you enjoyed this reading, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.